another edition of the Power Circuit from the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. Today we are at a section of the 330 132 kilovolts power transmission line from Shiroro in Niger State to Katampe in Abuja. These transmission lines already have a route mapped out for them, and it is not expected that anyone builds or conducts any activities near them for safety reasons. Please ensure you always comply with this to avoid electrocution and other dangers inherent in this unsafe practice. Thank you for joining us. I am Amara Agugwesi. On the program this week, federal government is delivering 135 power transmission projects, says Minister of Power, Engineer Bubakar D. Aliyu. WAP holds joint ministerial steering meeting, begins North Core Power Transmission Project in Niger Republic. Vandals on the prowl on power transmission facilities. For the interview segment of the Power Circuits, the Regional Transmission Manager, Kano Region, Engineer Badamasi Adamu Kofa Naisa, will speak on an array of power transmission projects being implemented in Kano, being the latest of the 10 regions of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN.
Verify that land before you buy it.
For better utilization of energy generated on the national grid, the Minister of Power, Engineer Bubakar D. Aliyu, says the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, was delivering 135 ongoing transmission lines, substations, and other associated grid infrastructure projects. The minister stated this during a press briefing at the State House organized by the Presidential Communications Team. Here is more on this.
The minister also said the Transmission Company of Nigeria had completed 30 key substation projects and 12 important transmission lines.
There are 135 ongoing projects for transmission lines, substations, and other associated grid infrastructure. TCN has completed 30 key substation projects and 12 important transmission lines. Some of the critical grid intervention across the nation include the resuscitation of the second Egbin-Aja transmission line and the recently commissioned NDPHC Lafia 2 by 150 MVA and 2 by 60, 132, 33, 330 kV transmission station under the NIPP. Other ongoing interventions include 330 kV quad lines in Alaujo to Onitsha, Delta Power Station to Benin, as well as the Kano to Katsina 330 kV line, respectively. There is also the important Lagos-Ogun transmission infrastructure project under JICA funding. I am also pleased to announce that we have begun implementation of the Siemens Presidential Power Initiative with the purchase of 10 Mobitra transformers and 10 mobile substations. The pre-engineering segment of the PPI contract is complete, and we expect contract offers on 127 transmission and distribution projects, brownfield and greenfield from Siemens.
He said the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration has focused on infrastructural growth, especially in the power sector.
The sector, since the coming of the present government of President Muhammadu Buhari, since 2015, has turned its attention to our infrastructure. And the attention this government is giving, my own view, is unprecedented. The sector has, the infrastructure sectors have never received the attention that this government is giving to it. So, If we narrow to the power sector, it's also equally receiving the attention.
Engineer Aliu, who was accompanied by the Minister of State for Power, Mr. Godi J.D. Agba, and the chairman of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, Engineer Sanusi Garba, also spoke about the Siemens Presidential Power Project, PPI, which he said will enhance the transmission and distribution network.
Additionally, through the Siemens Presidential Power Initiative, we will bring in an additional $2 billion or more to the transmission grid. Just as I prefaced earlier, I told you we have so many interventions coming in, of which the Siemens intervention is one of those interventions. This is almost $4 billion secured by this administration to augment the grid. It should be noted that many of these funds are being actively spent and the result will be felt over time. We are working tirelessly to ensure that all of these investments translate to incremental delivered power.
Speaking on the power sector reform, especially on the grid stability, the minister said the system operator section of TCN has improved the national power grid stability.
As we continue to improve overall power supply levels, our investment have improved stability of the grid through the efforts of our system operator under TCN. Under this administration, grid stability has drastically improved. In 2021, the nation only had 2 adverse grid events, partial or full collapses of the grid. Compare this to a peak of 42 events in 2010 and greater than 10 events every year before 2020.
Aliu also identified the right-of-way issue in states as one key challenge delaying some of the ongoing projects to further boost power supply in the country.
A critical challenge we have is delay of projects due to right-of-way issues. In some instances, projects with complete procurement and equipment on the ground are unable to proceed. This is one of our major problems. So we are working so hard to see how we can get access and complete these projects. We have a lot of them. For instance, the Benin North to Oshogbo, which is a 330 kV line, we cannot proceed because of right-of-way. Kano, Katsina is also 330 line. It's over 40%. And all the materials for the job are on site to complete. We cannot proceed because of right-of-way. And this affects the delivery of these projects. So people need to know that we only need to pass and connect and expand these supplies of electricity. And all the projects are ongoing. We have funding on them, but they are all stalled because of the right-of-way issues. We are engaging with the state governors through the Nigerian Governors Forum to drive a holistic solution to these lingering issues.
The West African Power Pool WAP has just concluded the second Joint Ministerial Steering Committee meeting in Niamey, the capital of Niger Republic.
The meeting was personally attended by the Nigerian Minister of Power, Engineer Abubakar D. Aliu, who actively participated in the session in efforts to integrate energy infrastructure in West Africa. Chairman Executive Board of WAP and Acting Managing Director of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, was also in attendance. The participants discussed security issues relating to the implementation of the 330 kilovolts WAP North Core interconnection project that seeks to interconnect Nigeria, Niger, Benin, Togo, and Burkina Faso. Shortly after the joint ministerial meeting, the WAP Executive Board, led by the Acting Managing Director of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, moved to his site still in Niamey, Niger Republic. Where the groundbreaking ceremony for the 330 kV WAP North Core Regional Interconnection Project from Nigeria, Niger, Benin, Togo to Burkina Faso was held. The 330 WAP North Core Regional Interconnection Project is an 875-kilometer power transmission line that will connect Nigeria, Niger, Benin, Togo to Burkina Faso. The ceremony was performed by the President of the Republic of Niger, Mohamed Bazoum, and his Ghanaian counterpart, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who is also the chairman of the Authority of Heads of States and Government of ECOWAS.
Okay, we'll be right back after this break.
Verify that land before you buy it. To drastically reduce the incidence of building under the transmission right-of-way or encroaching on designated TCN land, members of the public are hereby requested to verify land near or along transmission line route before purchasing it. Verification should be made in the Land Development Authority or at the TCN office. This would help in drastically reducing the incidence of building under transmission line right-of-way and save us all the problem of pulling down the structure or truncating transmission line expansion projects in your community due to court injunction. Help us serve you better. Verify that land before you buy it.
While the management of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, under the leadership of the Acting Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Engineer Dr. Sule Ahmed Abdulaziz, continues to increase investments in the provision of more power transmission capacity, the company is worried about cases of vandalism of its power assets.
The power circuit was at a location of a 132 kilovolt transmission line near Apo in Abuja, after vandals removed tower members on the Tower 69 of the transmission line recently. The TCN in-house engineers were on ground promptly to fix the section of the damaged tower towards ensuring seamless bulk power delivery.
If you watch this facility right now, this particular tower is vandalized by unknown people. TCN has been trying to upgrade their facilities, but after the upgrade, trying to rehabilitate in order to give Nigerians adequate supply of electricity. But the unknown people will come and destroy the handwork of TCN. Let's meet Engineer Umar, who is the supervisor in charge of this particular work, and hear more from him.
A manager system lines at TCN, Engineer Umar Abubakar, said the vandals attacked our 69 on the 132 kilovolt Kukwaba to Apo double cycle transmission line route.
This line, we have been suffering of vandalization. People have been removing our tower members. All our angle towers that are on this line have been threatened by vandalization. And we have been doing replacement most often. We will do replacement, they will come back and remove. We will do replacement, they will come back and remove. So what we are doing now is, when we do the replacement, we will use a welder, a welding machine to tag the bolt and nut. As we are tagging the bolt and nut, they will still come back and remove the bolt and nut and remove the member. So we are doing double reinforcement. We will tag the bolt and nut, and we will equally tag the iron to iron, so that they will not have any access to remove the members any longer. So it has been hectic work for us.
He stated that the attack on the power transmission line by the vandals have become more frequent since last year, as he employed the intervention of security operatives.
We started this work before the rain season started last year, and during the rain, we can no longer enter these environments. But after the rain now, we have been trying to replace all of them, and we are still on the process now. As you can see, the engineers, they are doing the work of replacement. This tower has been vandalized, completely naked. So we are trying our best to see that the tower is back to fit, so it doesn't prompt collapse. What we advise is involving security to see that this place have good security system, so that if anybody comes here, they can be able to handle that person, so that these things will not continue. If there's adequate security here, I think we will be able to maintain our line, and without this vandalization, it will stop by the grace of God.
Engineer Umar lauded the TCN in-house engineers for their prompt response to duty.
These are TCN Apple linesmen that are working here presently. All of them are here doing the replacement. They are all TCN engineers.
Still on the threat of vandals to the 132 kV Apo to Kukwaba transmission line, Engineer Umar noted that Tower 77 was also affected.
This is Tower 77 of Kukwaba Apo 132 kV double circuit line. This tower equally has been prompt to vandalization, though the replacement has been done. And our problem here now is the estate. The estate here has taken over our land. All the structure here, they are in our right of way. Completely. They are supposed to have 30 meters, 15 meters, the other side, 15 meters this way. But you can see the structure. Even the main upstairs there is inside our right of way. So we don't know what they are going to do about this place. It is necessary that TCN should take action so that this place will be free. The land should be free from all these structures.
You are onto the interview segment of the Power Circuit, and today we'll be speaking with the Regional Transmission Manager, Kano Region, Engineer Badamasi Adamu Kofa Naisa, on the activities of the region, which is the latest of the 10 regions of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN.
What is the transmission capacity of the Kano region?
Kano region is looking after Kano, Jigawa, and Katsina states. Part of Bauchi, that is Jamare and Azare, and part of Yobe state, Unguru. We also supply an international line from here to Gazawa in Niger Republic. That line is an international line. So this is our area of coverage. The regional capacity at the moment, we have 4 by 150 MVA transformer, which is around 480 megawatts. And this is our capacity, regional capacity.
What are the new projects TCN is executing in this region?
There are plans. The federal government of Nigeria had approved the installation of 300 MVA here in Kumbozo at 132-33 kV voltage level. There's also plan to also install a 100 MVA transformer here in Kumbozo also, but at 132-33 kV voltage level. Plans are also on the way to install a 100 MVA transformer at Agundi, 132-33 kV substation. Another 100 MVA transformer at 132-33 kV voltage level will also be installed at Dakata transmission station, all in Kano. A 60 MVA 132-33 kV transformer will also be installed at Kankia substation in Katsina State. So this is on the 5 line. We have already handed oversight for the contractors to start, and they will soon start the job.
You had earlier mentioned the coverage area of Kano region reaching up to parts of Niger Republic. What is TCN doing to strengthen bulk power supply in the region?
There are proposals. World Bank donor agency proposed to build another line from Kainji to Birni Kebbi, from Birni Kebbi to Sokoto, from Sokoto to Kauranamoda, from Kauranamoda to Katsina, and to Daura, to Kazori, and finally to Kano.
That was Engineer Kofa Naisa. He spoke on the vast power transmission projects being executed by TCN in the New Kano region. Always keep in touch for enriching interview sessions on these segments.
Do not build under transmission power lines for your safety and health. Electricity power lines and substations, either for power transmission or power distribution services, are extremely dangerous when exposed to direct human contact. These power lines and substations transmit electricity that lights up our homes and offices, power our computers, TVs, and refrigerators. On the other hand, the same electricity when exposed is extremely dangerous. It can shock, electrocute, and kill anyone on its way. That is why everyone must adopt safety measures whenever we use or are close to electricity facilities like power lines or substation or transformers. For the safety of the people and animals, governments all over the world have approved way leave or right-of-way of 50 meters for 330 kV power lines and 30 meters for 132 kV power lines, and for 33 kV lines, the way leave is 15 meters. People are not expected to be found within this way leave or right-of-way for safety reasons. The lines can suddenly cut and fall to the ground with very disastrous consequences such as fire and electrocution of anybody and destruction of anything, be it vehicle, houses, or vegetation on its line. It has also been established that power lines and substation emit electromagnetic fields, EMF, which is dangerous to human health. The World Health Organization, WHO, has warned that people who spend long hours under or close high-tension lines stand the risk of being affected by EMF and be vulnerable to cancer, leukemia in children, miscarriages among pregnant women, and other terrible diseases. It is therefore advisable not to build any structure or operate any business under or near any electricity high-tension lines or substations. TCN wants you to stay alive, stay safe, stay healthy, avoid power lines. This message is from the Management of Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN.
Before we come to a close on this edition, may we remind you that you're not supposed to conduct any activity under these power transmission lines for your own safety. The Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NEC, safety regulation stipulates that for a 330 kV transmission line, a 50-meter distance split equally must be maintained on both sides of the lines before erecting structures, and for a 132 kV transmission line, you must maintain a 30-meter distance split on both sides of the line. Here are the top stories again. Federal government is delivering 135 power transmission projects, says Minister of Power, Engineer Abubakar D. Aliyu. WAP holds joint ministerial steering meeting begins North Core power transmission project in Niger Republic. Vandals on the prowl on power transmission facilities. And for the interview segment, the regional transmission manager, Kano region, Engineer Badamasi Adamu Kofa Naisa, highlighted the various ongoing power transmission projects in Kano towards building on the region's already expanded bulk power transmission capacity. You can keep up with all editions of the Power Circuit on our YouTube channel. Interact with us through our social media platforms. Thank you so much for watching. See you next week. Stay safe. I am Amara Agubesi.